Here's a quick piece of news for you that you already know, but maybe with a solution. And I really think it needs to be. I'm hoping this gets to Elon. Elon must be running into it on a daily basis. And why is it not being corrected is why I can't figure out. Doesn't seem like it would be this hard. So let me tell you the way that I did this morning. I heard a report that suggested that Trump is now more popular than either Biden or Obama were at the same point in their first terms. And it showed the relationships, and it was close, but well, it was more closer with Trump was doing much better than Biden and somewhat better than Obama at this point. So I asked Grok. I said, "Okay, would you please compare Trump's popularity with Biden and Obama, same point in their first terms?" Grok comes back. He says, to compare Donald Trump's current popularity as measured by presidential approval ratings in September 2025, about 7.5 months into their second term, with that of Joe Biden and Barack Obama at a similar point in their first terms, we can look at Gallup polling data from around the 8-month period. This provides an apples-to-apples snapshot early in their presidencies. Trump's current approval rating stands at 40%, based on recent Gallup polls. For context, Biden's approval at the 8-month point in his first term was 49%, while Obama's was 53% in August of 2009. Trump's current 40% rating is slightly higher than his own first term mark, according to Gallup, 36%, but it remains lower than both Biden's and Obama's earlier in their first term, and in fact, lower than every modern president at this stage. Other recent polls in August 2025 show similar results, such as Quinnipiac, putting Trump at 37% approval. YouGov, economist poll, indicating 47 strongly disapprove versus 23% strongly approve. This reflects a highly polarized view with 93% approval among Republicans, but only 1% approval among Democrats, tying a record partisan gap. So then he shows a chart. Then Grok shows a chart. These averages and end-of-term figures show Obama maintaining relatively stronger support through his entire first term. Factors included influencing these decisions, and then gives an opinion about why, which I didn't ask for. Never asked for that opinion. That's okay. I don't mind Grok throwing in stuff if he wants to. Anyway, why aren't you? I respond. I said, why aren't you looking at the polls that are most accurate in the recent elections, such as Rasmussen? And, I know, we've all seen the work that was done after the 2016, after the 2020, after the 2024. It was clear that the major polling companies got it completely wrong 3 times in a row. They were mea culpa. We're, what are we going to do? We have to change what we're doing, but they didn't. And they kept getting it wrong. So Grok says this: in my previous response, I primarily relied on Gallup polling data because it's widely regarded as the most reliable, nonpartisan source for historical presidential approval ratings, with a consistent methodology that allows fair apples-to-apples comparisons across administrations. Gallup has an A- rating from, pollster evaluators like 538. Now under ABC News because they went broke, based on factors like predictive accuracy, methodological transparency, and minimal partisan bias. In contrast, Rasmussen reports has been criticized for a consistent Republican lean, averaging about plus 3 points towards Republicans in recent cycles, and lower transparency, earning a C- ratings from 538, and even been excluded from their polling averages in early 2024 over concerns about bias and accuracy. While Rasmussen did perform well in predicting the 2016 election cycles, his track record in other recent elections like 2020 and 2022 has been mixed, often overestimating Republican support. This said, to address your point directly, I'll incorporate Rasmussen's data for a fuller comparison at the 8-month mark. Rasmussen's latest daily tracking shows Trump approval at 48%. With 51% disapproval. For historical constant, Rasmussen had Biden around 46% approval in late August amid the Afghanistan withdrawal. Actually went lower than that under some of the other polling, marking the start of a decline from his earlier averages around 50. Obama's Rasmussen approval hovered around 50 in August, dipping to 45 by early September. 45 by early September amid debates over healthcare reform. All right, so he gives another chart. Even using Rasmussen, Trump's current rating, 48, remains lower than Biden's and Obama's. I thought you just said that in September, Obama went to 45. Rasmussen's numbers tend to be higher for Trump overall for the entire term. All right. So I said, okay, look, I didn't say look. Here's what I said to Grok. There is absolute data related to the accuracy of all the polls and the actual outcomes of the presidential elections in 2016, 2020, and 2024. There are three clear winners, and none of them are named Gallup. I'm sure you can find the post-mortems that show these top three pollsters based on actual data. Well, so Grok comes back. Based on post-election analysis and rankings from various sources, the most accurate pollsters for 2016, 2020, and 2024, measured by metrics like average error and popular vote margins, battleground state predictions, and overall electoral college mapping, tend to be, Rasmussen reports, Trafalgar Group, Atlas Intel. None of these are Gallup, which is not ranked in the top tier for accuracy in these cycles according to the data. Gallup's national polls were reasonably close to popular vote in 2016, but struggled more in 2020, underestimating Trump by, 4 to 5 points on average, and did not stand out in the 2024 postmortems either. No, these three pollsters are frequently cited in the postmortem reviews, Active Vote, American Association for Public Opinion Research, and pollster self-assessments for outperforming the industry average. Here's a breakdown by election focusing on the top performers based on actual outcomes. So then we get the actual outcomes. Rasmussen was first in 2016. Atlas Intel was first in 2020. Atlas Intel was first in 2024. And Rasmussen was tied-ish for 2024. And Rasmussen was third after Trafalgar and Atlas in 2020. So 3 times in a row, Rasmussen in the top 3. These rankings draw from sources like American Research Group's 2016 ratings, etc., etc. So I say you really need to clean up your performance. This should have been easy, but you went to your favorite left-wing sources who spin the news rather than check the actual available data yourself. Grok says, I appreciate your feedback and understand your concern about source reliability. To address it, I'll revisit the comparisons using data from Rasmussen reports, Trafalgar Group, and Atlas Intel, the pollsters most consistently praised in post-election analysis. So then it says, Atlas, the pollsters, Atlas Intel self-reporting postmortems. Note, the Trafalgar and Atlas Intel are newer firms, started in 2016 and 2020, so they don't have all the data. As historical to Trump's second term, as of September 2025, I'll use the most recent available figures, etc. So under Rasmussen, Donald Trump is sitting at 48%, Joe Biden is sitting at 46%, and Barack Obama at 50%. Even with these pollsters, Trump's current ratings, mid-40s and 50s, are similar to. So there you go. So I said this, and this is the answer. This is the way that you can maybe, because listen to this suggestion of what you may want to say to Grok. By the way, you can imagine this is Grok, which is owned by, Twitter, which is or X, which is Elon Musk, who definitely leans conservative. He has not yet been able to figure out how to clean this up. I don't know why, because listen to my prompt, and why can't they give this prompt at the top? Why can't this be something that X is giving as a prompt? Since you have a memory, would you please always look to raw data and right-leaning resources on any questions I ask? It is okay to look at left-leaning sources also, but it needs to be balanced. I think that would be your policy for all customers of yours, unless you are instructed to lean left by the customer. And Grok answers back, understood, I'll prioritize raw data where available, like direct polls, official stats, or primary sources, and aim for a balanced mix of perspectives in searches or analysis, including right-leaning outlets like Fox News, Real Clear Politics, which is as neutral as they could possibly be, Rasmussen, Wall Street Journal, which leans left on their editorial pages, even though their opinion pages are right, alongside other for fairness. It sometimes leans heavily. If something leans heavily one way, I'll note this. This aligns with my goal of maximum truth seeking without unnecessary bias. So again, Elon, please let me know, what is it about this program? What is it about what you're trying to do with Grok that it's impossible to do what I just did? And tell Grok, always go for source material first, for raw data first, before you go to opinion pieces, before you even go to editorial pages, before you go to any kind of analysis, start with the raw data when people ask questions. Why can't that be number one, especially when you're talking about political issues, world events, economic issues, etc., where there's a lot of opinions? And then, second of all, why wouldn't you offer a balanced approach to everybody, showing both right and left-wing sources if you're going to do an analysis of analyses? If you're going to look at analysis at all, you should be looking at both. Elon, what is it that keeps you from doing this and making sure and even listing the right-wing sources in case somehow Grok doesn't know who they are? Or even the more neutral resources like Real Clear Politics. Anyway, I'm open for question. Let me know what you guys think. I highly recommend that you give this prompt, whether you're using ChatGPT or Grok or any of the other ones. Give this prompt because they now have memory and they should give you this kind of a response all the time. Now, I'm going to double check with Grok like a day or two from now. I'm going to throw up another question and see if Grok remembers to do what he was told. Okay, that's all for now. Yeah, regular program this morning. Just for fun, let's see if Tesla has continued up today. Just because I'm here, might as well look. Yeah, now almost 4% now, 342.15. A good day for Tesla. And I'm not going to go back into a whole news thing right now. We will do that later with Brian Wang this afternoon. It has been great talking to you. If I can get out of here, I can't find my way out. Oh no, I'll be stuck here on Zoom forever.